You are in for a treat. This woman gives and gives and gives, and you guys are going to really, really receive today. And so I was so happy when she said, yes, I'm going to come and I'm going to give out this information. So let's celebrate Keisha as she comes up.
The purpose today is we're talking about grant writing. So I want to teach you how to write a more compelling grants. Okay, there are different grants. Right now they're Potawatomi, Country Forest is Potawatomi. They give out grants. It's a grant due December 1st. There's a grant due, Greater Milwaukee Foundation. You can go and obtain a grant. Forest County, Potawatomi, they have one due December 1st. The WIDA Housing Grant, you can do that for next year, August. It'll be due August 19th, I believe. And that's a housing grant. So if you have owned several properties, you can obtain the house. They'll give you $40,000, but you do need to have everything in place, which we'll talk about that shortly. You should, okay. Brewers Community Foundation as well. So they give out $10,000, especially if you have youth programs. The Brewers Foundation is really geared towards the youth. So if you have any programs that you work with the youth, you have a nonprofit organization, it'll be really easy to obtain a grant from the Brewers Foundation. Cecilia Gore is the person who's in charge over there. Bader Philanthropies, Helen Bader is down the street here on 3rd Street, and they also give out grants. So you need to look that up. Manpower Foundation, Harley Davidson, and the Nonprofit Management Fund. So those are some places where you can look at the grants. You need to make sure you review those grants, and then look at who they gave the grants to.
Right.
Okay. So one year, my nonprofit organization, Fellows for Helping Hands, received a $25,000 grant from the WIDA Foundation, and we got that grant and to repair a house that we own. So, you know, there are various ways that you can obtain funding for your organizations. I'm really big on that. So like I said, the purpose of this is to write more compelling grants, but I just wanted to give you some of those grants to make sure that's true. All right. So good proposals aren't just about good writing. You have to have a sound strategy, a logical approach, alignment with money. So you know how, this is how I want you to start thinking. I want you to start thinking as if you were a funder, okay? So if you're like, how do I do that? Okay, you know, most of us have kids, right? And we fund everything for them, right? So when they come and ask you, you gotta put your thinking cap on just like a funder. So I want you to start thinking like a funder and have funding, activities, and outcomes. So you know that school is always asking us for that money for those field trips and things like that. You wanna know, what is the outcome of my kid going to the museum or the zoo? You know, what activities are they gonna do? These are the same questions that the funders are asking you as well, okay? So we want you to be clear on how money will be used. So if you're gonna have staffing, case managers, multiple staff, rent an apartment, purchase groceries. So with my organization, we do re-entry. So we help women, former offenders reacclimate back into society once they're released from prison, right? So we had to, when we asked Helen Bader for some money, they wanted to know what we were gonna do. We want to find women employment. That was our strategy, the employment piece. So that was my upsell. I'm going to tell them what I do, how I do it, and what is the outcome. So we wanted to know the funding, how much money did I need? They wanted to know the activities we were going to do. We're going to find women employment, and then they wanted to know the outcomes. After we spent that money, after we gave you that money, what did you do with it? Okay? So what won't they pay for? They won't pay for full-time staff and an infrastructure and overhead. They won't do that, okay? So some of the funding sweet spots you need to remember. Organizational mission. What is your organization's mission? Okay? So when funders are you want to obtain some funds from funders, some money from them, you have to go on their website and look at what are they passionate about. What are they passionate about? What is the sweet spot? You have to align your mission, whatever your mission is, you need to align that with what they already want to do. So if they're like Helen Bader, the Brewers Foundation loves to work with the youth. They give out $10,000 for organizations to work with the youth. Now, if I'm a re-entry organization, And we did apply, and they didn't fund us because they're not aligned with what we're doing. So as being the executive director, I would have to either create a program for youth and then go back to the Brewers Foundation and say, we have a program here for you. But you need to research what you're doing. And then you also need to build a relationship up with the funders. Don't just like your kids, though. Just don't come just asking me for money. I need you to build a relationship up with me. That's just like your Father in heaven. Don't just be coming and trying to pimp me. I hope you'll give me this job back or this and that and this, but I need you to build a relationship with me. I need you to spend time with me. So just like your family, your man, your woman, your relationship, you need to build a relationship up with the funders that you were asking money for. Okay? So you can start and reach out to them too. Let's have a meeting. Let me tell you about my programs. What is Helen Bader looking for? I know Jerry over there. I sat down with him several times before he funded our programs. Okay? Organizational needs. You need to know the organizational mission, your needs, and the funding priorities. Once you know that, you can write a powerful proposal to them, and they will fund you. Okay. All right. You need a strategic plan, the organizational need, and the funding request. Now, the strategic plan is over the next 3 years. This is an example. We will reach 30 homeless mothers in our county with holistic housing, health, education, and job training services for them and their families. To achieve this goal, we will hire 2 full-time case managers and a project supervisor. We will support these mothers by subsidizing 6 months of housing, a job training program, connections to public health benefits, and transportation to all of the above. So that's just something that your strategic plan that you can tell the funders, okay? What you need to know to write for most proposals. For most proposals, you need that strategic connection, okay? I need to be able to connect my programming with what they are passionate about, what they are passionate in funding. What do you think Harley Davidson would be passionate about funding? Huh? Motorcycles. Responsibility. I think they'll be more passionate about the environment, about happiness, about freedom. But those are some of the things, wherever you want to get this money from, you have to research. Okay? So, identify gaps in services, relationships, or infrastructure. So, right now, we all live in the city of Milwaukee. What's missing? Where's gaps in services right now? Come on, talk to me now.
Healthy food.
Healthy food, housing, because we have Tent City down here, right? Okay, so that's a gap. So you need to either create a program to address the gaps that you see. We have all these housing programs, but why are all of these people in Tent City? That's a gap. So people funders who hate homelessness or dislike homelessness or want to eradicate homelessness, you need to reach out to them. You get what I'm saying? That's being strategic. Okay? That's what you need to do. Reach out to them and say, hey, we want a home, find shelter for the people in Tent City. Because why? Is there a problem with homelessness in Milwaukee? Yeah, obviously it is. So right now, I'm telling you how to write your proposal. We're going over the things right now. So you also have to allow time for wordsmithing and deadline pressure. So in December 1st, what grant is due on December 1st? Potawatomi. So we have, this is October 21st, right? So October, we have about a month, a little over a month to get that proposal. Okay? So if everybody in this room goes, does everybody have a nonprofit organization here? How many people have a nonprofit? Am I talking over y'all heads? No, okay. So the people who don't have a nonprofit organization, you need to get an EIN number. You can do that tomorrow in the morning at 8 o'clock at the IRS. Sign up. The EIN number is an employee identification number. You need to do that. It's a social security number for your business. It has 9 digits just like your social security. So you need to get an EIN number. After you get an EIN number, then you go to the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institution and you apply. This is for people who want a nonprofit. You apply to do business in the state of Wisconsin, and you give them, you pay $35 to incorporate your business. Okay, everything that you did as far as address and all that wise on your EIN paperwork has to be the same as the articles of incorporation. Once you do that, then you can do business in the city of Milwaukee, in the state of Wisconsin. It costs $35 to do that, okay? Then after that, you come to me and I'll, yeah.
Now, one of the things that I started my EIN a year ago, December 2018, and I kind of just said it's good.
That's fine. You have 18, 19, you have 1 year. You should do it this year. Because if you let it sit for 3 years, my advice would be to go and just start a new organization. Because if you let it sit for 3 years, when you try to apply for your nonprofit organization with the IRS, they're gonna take forever and a day for you to do it.
But I had an LLC, so I'm kind of, LLC.
Okay.
LLC.
Okay, so the EIN is an employer identification number. It's just think of it as your child. It's birth. That's all. An LLC is a limited liability company. It's a whole totally different thing. So you have a social security number for your business, which is the EIN, but you incorporated, when you incorporated your business or whatever, you chose a limited liability over having a nonprofit or S corp. So it's a difference. You cannot be a limited liability company, to my knowledge, and be a nonprofit. You have to be a corporation. Right. We get to you. Be straight. So, what I would recommend you do tomorrow, open up a new business. An EIN number don't cost you it doesn't cost you anything to do a whole new. And you need to have one for your personal, and you need to have one for your business. That's just going into my credit classes, so I can do it as I get off the track. But you need an EIN, open a new one. Just go to the IRS, open another one, and say you're incorporated. So, Strong Babies Incorporated. And then go to the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institution, and then make yourself a non-profit organization. Okay? All right, so, okay. So we are here, okay? First you need a mission. When you're writing these grants or proposal and you're trying to get this money, you need a mission and history. You need to have your mission and history. You need to have philosophy, approach, statement of need, description of programs, your long-term sustainability, and I'm gonna go over all of these real quick. The mission and history, this is your chance to pour your heart out. So to pour your heart out about what you do. This is you pouring your heart out to the grant writers. I mean the grantors, the funders, okay? So you have to pour your heart out and so into the language to engage the reader with your passion for solving the problem you're trying to solve. So remember we talked about Tent City and Milwaukee. So you just pour your heart out about Tent City, about being homeless, and this thing. And if you have some personal experience, my brother was going to add that into that proposal, okay? So, your mission, everybody should, if you have a nonprofit, everybody should have a mission statement, okay? You need a mission statement. They're going to always ask you about your mission and your vision. Mission, the difference between mission and vision is I want to eradicate homelessness, period. That's my vision. That's it. You want to cut it out, complete, nothing. But the mission is we want to help through, like mine is, we help women re-enter back into society to make sustainable wages and blah, 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 blah. That would be the mission, right? What do you want to know about grant writing? That's easy, because I don't have that much time. Tell me what you want to know, and I will cover that. So what do you need to know about writing a proposal? Y'all know. You can't talk. A person. Yes.
I would say for the event organization, how do you not over ask for your first budget, like your first fund? So some grants ask like, what does it cost to run your organization? But I'm not over ask. It's my first time, doing this,
Mhm.
doesn't matter, what have you, is there like a general
Rule of thumb.
law?
Well,
When-
you should create a budget. Anyway, first of all, you want to make sure that when you're doing something, you want to make sure you look like you're doing the best and you know what you're talking about. Because what happens is I'm not going to fund you because you don't have any experience. So what you need to do is, I recommend going into like MPS and doing it for a free run. You know what I'm saying? Volunteer service and doing your program. But you have to create a budget. How much you want to get paid? How much does it cost to, when you create your budget, and it's important, every grant is going to ask you for a budget. How much does it cost to pay to house the people in Tennessee? How much, so when you're thinking about that, you want to think about your time, how much you want to be paid, because that's administrative duty. Make sure you write yourself into the grants, okay? So you want to know how much you want to get paid. You want to know, and always ask for small when you're new, because we don't know you. They're not going to, I'm going to go in there and ask you $10,000 and I just started this year. They're not going to give it to you. They're going to see, I'm going to maybe give you $1,000 and see what you do with that. You know what I mean? So you want to ask for something obtainable, small, but you also want to sit down as an executive director or whatever. You want to sit down and say, okay, how much would it take me to fund 10 City, house this person, not the total 10 City, but how about 10 people? How much does it take for me to serve 10 people? And when you think about that, you're not just thinking about me getting paid and this and that. You also want to think about the supplies, the paper, the ink, the you know, it's stuff that you don't even cross your mind. You're like, oh, and I gotta pay out of pocket for that. The soap, the tissue, things like that. You also, so you don't want to ask for a grand amount, a grandiose amount. What you want to ask is you need to break that down, but I need to see your budget. You get what I'm saying? So my suggestion is Google budget, Google nonprofit budgets, and then say, oh, okay, and they'll give you a template and you can work from there. Okay? Yes.
Do you have to have the title of this people?
Yes. Yes. You have to have EIN, articles of incorporation, the nonprofit, because unless you have a fiscal agent. So can I use you, Lenise? For Lenise, my organization is her fiscal agent for FEMA. So I would do whatever. She does all the work. And then she says, I need this and that. She gives me the check. She said, okay, and I give her the check back. You know, the funds back, and she paid me out of the check. Right. But you need, if you're looking for funding, especially nonprofit organizations, you need to have your everything lined up. 990s, not 990s, that's afterwards. But you need that EIN, that Articles of Incorporation. After articles, you need to get your IRS application. That's the 501c3. Okay, and you need to, and that can only take a week or two. It costs $275, $400, $800. Okay, and that's just the application fee. But if this is your passion and you really want to help somebody and you really have this in your heart, then just do it. Set aside some money, that 10%, 20%, or whatever, how you pay it out your personal check, and do it. Because, and also for all y'all who have businesses, y'all should be building up your business credit. Even if you're not doing anything, like yours has been sitting a year or two, your business credit should be like $300,000. So when I step in and I'm really about to step and walk in and do this nonprofit, I already have the credit and I really have everything, so I really don't need the funders' money. Okay? It's good to have, but funders do not like people who don't have a sustainability plan. How do you sustain this nonprofit? Because you can't just keep depending on us to give you this grant, because we're not going to give you a grant over and over and over. So within that proposal, you're going to write, this is my sustainability plan as well. But, you know, so my sustainability plan would be to have the women go out and obtain employment, and they reach back to the nonprofit. You know, they give back. They give pay dues or come back, you know what I'm saying? Or we also have a for-profit in the nonprofit. So we sell, like baby girl selling back there, she's selling products. Women in prison make crochet, all kind of stuff, and have all kind of ideas and everything, and we can use those skills and sell those products and sustain that nonprofit organization. So you got to start thinking different and think outside the box, okay? Any more questions? Yeah.
Like what I'm thinking about is a Christian ministry, but nonprofit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a nonprofit.
I'm trying to tie, I'm the author for a book, and I'm a minister, and I'm also a motivational speaker, so I'm trying to brand myself.
Okay, so for your nonprofit organization, it will be a nonprofit, period. If you want to do ministry, because I like tonight, I'm supposed to be in the prison tonight. I do prison ministry as well. So, but when I go, that's just prison ministry to me. You know what I mean? But then on the 6th, I'm going to Fox Lake to speak. You know what I mean? So it's different ways, but you need, for me, I'm going to tell y'all, for-profit, non-profit. For-profit, have both. Okay? This is good for your taxes too. We started to do taxes too. Yeah. Cut that out immediately. but all of these things are things that you can do. Now, I'm telling y'all have questions, you better ask me now, because when you call me, I ain't going to answer. I don't answer unless you claim for services, then I shall possibly put you on the schedule. But I'm saying these are things you need to know. I need you to make sure you have your eggs in a row. EIN number, articles of incorporation, and also what? 501c3. Now when you get your 501c3, you can go anywhere, like you have your business, you get that 501c3, you can go to Steinhoffels and they'll donate furniture, you can go to Home Depot, they'll donate, you can go to all of these places, they'll give you money and furniture. And you can get your Microsoft for $25, you can get Grant Station for $199 or $100, and you can find your grants and all that like that. Yes?
What about when you're just starting up and you don't technically have a working board, but a lot of the grants acts are through your board members, who's this, who's that? What would you say for individuals that are technically have a working board and they have people, or they can put on the application, they're not technically doing all of the work?
Why is that? Okay, they didn't ask you who was doing all the work. They asked you who your leaders, your directors, the board of directors. So, Lenice was one of my board of directors. That's my friend. And I'm like, and she's a director anyway in her daily job. You network with people. If you have a lot of people in here, you can network with people. You can say, hey, talk to them, say, can I use you as my pastor or my board of directors? You can talk to your pastor, you can talk to anybody. I mean, they don't really want to know. They do want bios and whatnot, but they really don't. You can talk to people and say, hey, can I use you as, can you be my board of directors? I went up to Nelise, I was like, I need you to be on the board of directors. She's like, okay. And that was that.
I actually did some work too.
They did do work, but when I first started my organization, my board of directors were my family members. My board of directors might be, like my daughter has a nonprofit organization called Kumani's Heart. Her board of directors is her brothers. And they're 10, 9, and 2, and me and Daddy, she the president, he the vice president, he the secretary, and me and Daddy are just directors. But it's her stuff. Whatever she wants to do, that's how we do it, in reason. Okay, and she goes down to feed the homeless. Like we'll be in Tent City the week before November 23rd, feeding the homeless, if they're still there. Okay, so y'all gotta understand, you don't overthink this stuff. It's really simple, it's really easy, but we overthink it. We think we gotta be all this and that. No, some of the people, like at Potawatomi, they like to have somebody who's native on your board of directors. Man, I was in prison, I know plenty natives. I'm like, look, I'm gonna put you on my board of directors, this and that. And they're like, okay, that's cool, because they get their Potawatomi money. I'm just saying, we have to be work smarter, not harder. Yes.
So I have a lot of money. I want to I'm out in different states, but they don't just come with you.
No, they don't come with you. You just call, all you have to do is call IRS and say you want to transfer to Wisconsin, but you also have to file in Wisconsin at the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institution. And you have to let them know, hey, I'm doing business in Wisconsin, because you're not legally, you can't do business in Wisconsin.
Right.
Okay? And then don't forget, when you get those nonprofits and those for-profits, that day you register with the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institution, you can call AT&T and say, I need a watch and a cell phone for my business. So, it's true. You can. It's a business. Okay? Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I just got a restaurant on 61st and Center called Money's Kitchen. Is there some funding for me?
Is that a nonprofit or for-profit?
That's a profit.
It's a profit? Yeah, but you know what? You can create a program that you can teach kids how to cook. You can teach kids a mentorship program. You can teach, because we don't have home economics in the MPS anymore. You can create, see, that's why I'm telling y'all gotta think creative ways. That's what I do. I'm a creative thinker. I'm always thinking of how I can give to the community and make money and benefit us. Our kids, these girls know how to twerk, but they don't know how to cook. So you need to take the kid. This is a cooking program, and it might start small. And don't despise your small beginnings. You may start small. I remember Kristen found this cupcakes, Connections, cupcakes and all that. It was really small, and it's grown big because you have to be consistent. I don't care if 2 kids come out. Consistent, and the city of Milwaukee will give you funding because you have a mentorship program for youth. You're teaching girls and boys how to cook. They will fund you for that. You know, the city of Milwaukee, they got plenty of money. Okay? We pay them taxes. They got money. I know that. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Next, can we do another session, like a part 2 on this? This is really good.
I'm telling you, listen here.
Can we, Keisha?
You paying me this time? Okay, yeah, we can do a part 2. We can do a part 2, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just let me, Louise, just put it on myself. Just let me know. But I want to tell you, because there's so many ways. I'm just not talking. I don't want you to just focus on grants. When you have a nonprofit, you need to think of a way that I'm going to sustain this program. Yeah, this grant is good, but that grant money runs out. And it's a lot attached to the grant money. Okay? They want to know what you did, who you spent it on. I want to report. The more money you get, the more you have to report, which is great. But I want you to be able to find ways to sustain your program. So if you can sell products and services, always create a product and services for your business. These are the 3 things I want you to remember when I say okay. EIN, Articles of Incorporation, nonprofit, IRS. But I also want you to go and build your business. How many people have a nonprofit already? How old is your nonprofit, Mother?
Well, it's 4 years.
4 years old. How old is yours?
Okay.
I know how old it is. You don't know? 3 years old. It's older than it? I'm getting
14.
14. It's 6 years old. Who else? 2 years. How old is yours? 7 years. 3 years. Who else has a nonprofit? Okay, so how much business credit do you have with those nonprofits?
0. You want to schedule me?
You?
No, I'm asking you a question now.
Okay, you got a question.
Just real quick about that. For a nonprofit, how do you establish credit?
Okay, so business credit. So if you have a business, please reach out to uline.com. Go to uline.com, set up a business account. Order some tissue for your house. Stop going to Walmart. Order tissue for your house from Uline. Order some dishwashing detergent. Order, I don't know, make an order, okay, at Uline. When you get into it at the end and they say check out, you say, oh, I want to register my business. You register your business, and they're going to give you 30 days. Let's call it net 30 account. They're going to give you a net 30 account, okay? That means they're going to deliver your stuff whatever address you had with the EIN, the articles, remember that address we talked? I said, keep it consistent. They're gonna send it there, probably more likely than at your house. Send it there, and what you do, and they're giving you net 30. That means I'm giving you 30 days to pay me back. That means I'm giving your business credit. Don't put in your name, no your social security number, none of that. Give them the social security of your business with your EIN number. 30 days, but we gonna pay them back in 21 days.
Yes.
Okay? Remember I said that. Not 30, we gonna pay you in 21. So stop going to Walmart and get your tissue, get your tissue. Now it's gonna be a little bit more expensive because you're paying for shipping. But it's worth it. Okay? So do that for 30 days, 90 days. 30 days, 90 days, okay? Uline, go to Quill, do the same thing.
Quill, you spell that?
QUILL.com.
Okay.
Go to Quill, order you a broom, tissue, pen, ink for your printer. You should go to the letter I, postal 1, the number 1.com. Go there. Get you a business address.
Business address. And where?
ipostal1.com.
ipostal1.com.
The number 1. So the letter I, postal, POSTAL, and the number 1.com.
Okay.
Okay. Go there. $9.99. Get you a business address. It's a virtual business address. You're gonna have to verify you. They're gonna make you notarize some paperwork and all that, but it's legit. I got a business. All over Miami, all that. So you can use that address, okay? So then, I want you to think, this is how I want y'all to think. I am Johnson & Johnson, Harley Davidson, big business. I'm not talking about that little mom and pop stuff. We're not doing that. We want to appear that we're a big business. So go to iPostal1, get you an address, and go to Quill, say, hey, this is an address. Now when you go on iPostal, send small stuff to the iPostal house. Okay, if you're going to send it from Quill. But if you're going, they also have another address, your shipping address, and you can put it your home address on there. Okay? And you ship your tissue and then get them big boxes of tissue to good stuff. They give all kind of things to put in your basement and keep buying the stuff and load up. Look at their sites. And when you grow, you can buy you a desk and all that other stuff. But buy the stuff that you buy at Walmart, buy it at Quill or yes.
How many things you said that it ships to your home address, but the actual business of the billing address is on iPostal?
I'm saying if you have a home, if your business is your house address, creditors don't like that. So I recommend you get an iPostal address, then go back to the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institution and change that address. Otherwise, you get with somebody who has a business address, like the Bayou is a usual address. I pay you $10. They put the code in there. This is office one.
Everybody up tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Then you say this is business address at number 1, number 2, number 3. That's how you make money. Yes.
Where does it ship to?
It's going to ship. See what you're going to have stuff notarized. So like my credit cards and stuff, it will ship to iPostal. iPostal, because they're going to say what address you want on the application. Then to ship it to, if you're going to put your house in, send it to the house. Send it to the house. And so they're going to send you credit cards or whatever to the house. But yeah, so you just making the appearance that we Johnson & Johnson. That's what we're doing. Okay, so iPostal 1. So we got Uline. I need you to get 5 trade lines. These are called trade lines I'm giving you. Uline, Quill. Quill is QUILL. QUILL. Quill, Uline, Granger, GRAINGER.com, Gimblers, Gimblers, and there's another one I can't remember.
You spell Gimblers? You spell
GEMPLERS.com, and you buy my business class, you get up there and stuff. Okay, so Gimblers is Gimblers.com. Okay. But you can look all this stuff up. Otherwise, go online, go to Google, and type in net businesses that give you net 30 accounts. Okay, and get that. But I know for a fact Quill reports, Uline reports every month. Okay, so what else? After that, you got your EIN, you got your articles, you have your, hopefully your nonprofit organization, you have your address. You want to get a business phone, not your cell phone. Okay? No, I don't want your cell phone. Go to evoice.com, or you can go to GoDaddy has a smart line. Lenise, wake up. GoDaddy. Yeah, GoDaddy has it's called Smart Line, and you can put the app on your phone. eVoice has the same thing, and you put the app on your phone, and when they call your organization, they're like, you reach Young Minds Incorporated. To reach Brandy, press 1. To reach the, and then they'll press 1, and then they'll ring on your cell phone, and then you're like, hi, this is Young Minds, how may I help you? Hey man, I'm telling y'all, y'all should take my course. I'm good at it. This is what I do. E-fax. Oh, you can get e-fax, like if you do electronic fax, everything's on your phone, okay? I'm setting you up like you're a real corporation, okay? So e-fax, you can get e-fax, and you can also get e-voice. E-voice is the phone, if you need your faxes and this and that, you can get that on your phone, e-fax, and get the fax number. So then when you call AT&T and say, well, like 2 cell phones and 2 iPads, and I need 1 Apple Watch for my business, this and that, they'll send in all of this stuff to you and give you a credit, and you just start paying them, you know what I mean? But everything should be in your business. Own nothing, control everything. Okay? That's how your president did it. Okay? Own nothing, control everything. He get $10 million tax return though, and file bankruptcy. So how you do that? Okay? So these are things the things that we don't understand. And if you have anybody in here have good credit, or you got credit and it's dead, revitalize your credit, because your business, you can be a guarantee for your business. And that means, like when I'm trying to get a house or something for my business, because everything should be in your business name and not yours, they will give you, because you have a credit system and you have a system in place, they will give you credit for your business if you guarantee your business. But right now, I'm telling you about making your business so robust that you don't need grants. Because with credit and business credit, it's king. You don't need any of that. Okay? So if you have good credit, because I will tell you how to work your business. Just like, for instance, black people we put our kids' names in electric bills. In the past, we've done that. Let's come on now, okay? Keep it real. I ain't say everybody, but people do be using their kids' names, right? Back in the day. Now, our counterparts have this good credit. You know what they do? They take their kids and they put them on their credit cards, okay? So by the time this person, Johnny, turns 18, our counterparts is going to school and they filing, applying for credit cards, and they get $25,000. Then our kids go in there and they get that $500 car, Wilson Level, and they get all, they spend it up. Okay, so our counterparts are ahead of us because we're not educated in our credit. We're not educated. So we could go to fund our kids on our credit cards like our counterparts do, instead of them getting student loans. Okay, and so when they get their credit cards, they Johnny, they swipe their credit cards and he goes to college and he's debt free because he didn't. But our kids like, man, I had to pay $50,000 in credit. But then our counterparts go and they file bankruptcy on their credit cards. And our kids are still left because you can wipe that debt out, but you can't write it out.
Sure cannot.
I know. Unless you you could file bankruptcy and put your student loans in your bankruptcy if you move to Arizona, California. If you move to the West Coast, you could do that. But here in the Midwest and the East Coast, you can't. Yeah, but you can't. Okay. All right. So what else y'all need to know? So I hooked y'all up with the credit, right? Man, I'm moving to Arizona. I ain't playing. I I want you to spend about $50 a month for 3 months and pay them in 21 days. You can, but I don't want you to do it. I want you to, because what we're trying to do is alert Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet is business critical. It's just like Experian, Equifax, and we want to alert them. And when you alert them, you're saying, hey, Equifax, hey, I'm Dun and Bradstreet. I am a legit business. And so once you do that, you can also go get those grants, those federal grants. Another place you need to look for grants and money and services, products and services, is VendorNet. They call it something else now, but look up vendornet.com and register your business. Okay? My time ran out. She's standing there.
Yes. Amen.
So you should. Bank accounts, okay, so when you get your EIN number and those articles of incorporation, go into the banks and set it up, because really you really don't exist until you set that bank account. You can come get the mic, man. Come get the mic.
Let's celebrate Keisha.